Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the next section here that we're going to do for our game. As always, I am Donovan, your dungeon master for the night, and to my right is the lovely Damara Morvick. We are going to be pursuing the next bit and next chapter of our story, and we're running a little late tonight, so let's see if we can't get started. And much like we did last week, we want to do a recap of everything that we know that happened. And to do that, I turn the microphone now over to Vic.
Hey, okay. Just tell me if everything's alright for the sound.
Sounds good.
Is that loud enough? Well, okay, perfect. Not knowing what hid in the dark, some went to sleep, others went apart. But then the night got a weird feeling. In more than one place, he got a tingling. The bard was sleeping and didn't react. The bushes kept crawling and then the attack. But when the bushes attack, you better prepare. When the bushes attack, you better not be scared. When the bushes attack, you wish someone was there. When the bushes attack, they kick your derriere. Two of them quickly hit the floor. Nala came running and stood before. A tall stranger came to join the fight. But Paul was killed fleeing from the blight. They tried to save him, but nothing could be done. He lay there crying and then was gone. Nobody knows what happened to him. If you stay till the end, you'll know what's happening. Thank you.
Good job, sir. Thank you very much for that recap. Always a pleasure hearing that.
It was awesome.
All right, so going back over what happened last week, I know that the first two sessions we were all getting kind of silly, which we do want to maintain our levity within the game. We want to make sure everybody's having a good time, but we also want to have a nice, compelling game, something that's going to lead everybody to come back and hang on to the edge of your seats until you figure out what's happening next with your characters. So when everybody was uh, had completed finishing, sorry, when everybody had finished battling the bushes, and everything was said and done with that, then they stayed the night, spent the night. Everything was pretty much um, calm, with the exception of when they woke up. The bard, the person who just sang the song, sang our recap, is missing. So now we're going to turn the story onto the players so now they can freely interact with each other and with the scenario, and then we will progress along.
Right now?
Yes, it is morning. I'm sorry.
Okay. Um,
My weasel is all fixed now, isn't he?
Yes, he is.
Yay.
and I still stayed up the whole night. I think you made me roll perception, but I felt it and didn't realize that he was gone until morning came.
Yeah, you notice that with even with a perception check, whatever the case might be, this was done rather stealthily. So it could have been at a point where you either weren't paying attention completely, maybe you had nodded off during the night, but something happened that prevented you from seeing and or stopping this from happening.
Okay. So then anyone saw that? That he's gone?
So, Ferret, your character woke up and realized that he's gone first. Your
Yeah.
reaction need to know how your character is going to react to this and what you're going to say to others.
If I remember correctly, I started screaming his name in sadness.
Anybody else wish to react?
It's it's not worth it to scream, you know that.
What?
You know it's not worth screaming and crying over someone disappearing. It won't bring him back.
I'm emotional, okay?
Yeah, well, get your shit together. Because crying won't bring him back.
Now you're just being rude.
It's not being real, it's being realistic. What's this? Thank you.
We apologize for that, everybody. Okay. So as you guys are looking around for the bard, as you are getting everything packed up and getting ready to go, I need everybody to roll a perception, please.
I'm sorry, how do you roll perception again?
You go in your skills and double click the perception total. And I just wrote shit.
All right, so we have a couple of people who are, as they are packing up, they start to hear something in the distance that almost sounds like thunder, and it's approaching closer and closer to the party.
Okay, something is approaching us?
You hear something in the distance, yes.
Did my perception check do anything?
You're the one that actually heard it first. As you start packing up your belongings, you heard this off in the distance, and you actually looked up and looked down the area where the wheel tracks were before, and you just started staring off into that direction when Dala and Aiden had caught you while you were looking down that way. Realized that you were looking at something, and that's when they started hearing it, and they turned that way as well.
Sounds like a storm.
You see a storm coming or people coming? Because right now I don't see shit. I just hear the stuff.
The sound gets louder.
Are there any clouds?
There are a few scattered clouds in the sky. The sky is like a very nice colored blue. It doesn't seem to be like there's another storm, which like what brought you all here to begin with.
Did Beatrice, or however that name is pronounced, just go blind?
No, she's oblivious. She rolled 1. Oh my goodness. We're not going to initiate her on critical fail rolls yet.
Darn. Okay, I take
She's
that.
completely oblivious to anything that's going on at this point. As you guys are looking at each other and trying to figure out what that sound is, you start seeing something coming over into the horizon, more into your direct field of view, and as you watch, it starts becoming larger and larger as they're getting closer.
Man, we just can't catch a break.
Well, that's what happens when you don't know where you are and that you're in the forest.
So as they get closer, you do recognize that they are horse hooves that are getting closer and closer to you. But these aren't any normal horses as they get closer. You'll recognize that these beings, and some of you may know these from your previous experiences, they're half horse, human, otherwise known throughout actually any world as centaurs.
Do we all know that fact or not?
Yes.
Okay. And are we on their way?
They're actually approaching.
Oh, they are approaching us. They are not trying to pass by us.
That is correct.
Okay, and sorry, I don't know where this is out of character. I don't know where it's coming from, but there's a freaking popping noise that annoys me right now, and I don't know where it's coming from. Okay, sounds good for now.
So as the group gets closer, what appears to be like the lead or the leader of this band of individuals that are approaching you comes up a little bit further up than the rest. He introduces himself as Manic Stormstrider, rather, and I'd like to know. He actually, we'll role play this out here a little bit. He comes up and he yanks on the reins of his horse, and he looks over at each of you and, you there, why are you here?
We're lost.
We have no freaking idea. Well, I might have an idea, but no. We
What do
just
you
get
mean?
sent down here.
What do you mean that you're lost? Where did you come from?
You know, over there. And I'm pointing that direction that we came from.
He looks at you, and obviously you are not the one in charge. And then looks over at
I'm
Dan.
totally the one in charge. What are you talking about?
There's no one in charge. We just ended up in the field. I got caught up in a storm, got here. Most of us have no idea where we are, and that's pretty much it.
And that's what you expect me to believe.
What the heck do you want us to believe? Like, look
Are
at
you
me.
spies?
Look at me. Do you really think I look like a spy? My clothes are ripped. I have almost nothing left. Hopefully, my dress still covers me up.
We are currently at a war with another tribe, and it wouldn't be beneath them to send spies looking out after us to see what our troops and what our army is like.
As if I care about your fights. I just caught up with a freaking queen.
You notice that
I don't know
during
what-
the conversation that you are being surrounded by them. Some of the centaurs actually have riders on the back of them, which is kind of unusual because centaurs typically don't allow other humanoid type creatures to ride on their backs. However, they are mounted on these horses and are currently dismounting and with rope in hand.
Is that some sort of sex thing?
No, it's not some sort of weird stuff. They're just trying to tie us up. You know what? I don't care.
So the question that I have for you, Starling, are you currently there? And do you say this? Remember the way that I DM? If you guys say anything either in the channel or in type, I'm assuming at that point that that's what your character says. Never mind, I was just corrected. It's out of character. He looks at his crew. That would be your main character. I'm sorry, I'm so totally focused on the story, I forgot to look at what type of text it was. He looks over at his band, his troop, and he goes, "Tie them. We will bring them with us. One way or the other, we will find out the truth." They surround you, the ones that got off of the centaurs. The centaurs all are carrying spears and they're quite pointed at you. And the individuals that were riding on the centaurs have now dismounted, and they are currently going to move towards you to tie your hands.
I just give up and prison my hands and like go, do whatever you want. I don't care at this point, as long as I have nothing to do with the freaking witch.
The centaur turns over, and he walks over towards Dietrice, and he looks down at her and says, I have seen many that look like you. Some friend, others are foes. A spy could look like you, like me. That's why they are spies. He walks over towards Aiden. What could you possibly offer me? How do I know that you're not just trying to double-cross us?
Guys, just drop it. It's gonna be simple.
He leans
They're
down
gonna
towards
ask us-
you, bends down and sniffs the air around you. There is something
Around
about
who?
you.
He's sniffing around who?
Around Aiden.
Okay.
You, he points to Aiden, you will walk with me. The rest of you. The rest of you will follow my men back to our tribe.
Did they tie us up or not?
At this point, no, he's hesitant to do that because he's trying to take you on your word. So he actually motions the rest of the band to not put on the buns. But you are pretty much surrounded to the left and right of either a humanoid type person walking, and I mean humanoid because they could be elf, they could be human, etc. And on the other side would be a centaur. At any point, you're going to be surrounded, so they are going to lead you back to their tribe.
I follow without making a fuss.
So as they're moving along and everything, the leader of the warband is holding back, and he's staying back with Aiden. And so far, he's pretty much walking in silence. As everybody's walking, there is what appears to be a warrior. You can't really tell through the helm and the armor and such, but it doesn't appear to be very old. And I understand that with elf standards, age is always going to be a factor, simply for the fact that you can be a couple hundred years old but still look 17, 18 in human years. However, this one looks quite young, and he keeps looking over at you, and you could see that like a gold color.
His eyes are gold.
That is correct.
Do I recognize that?
No, you do not.
Okay. With my usual like piss off way of speaking, I'm just gonna go like, do I have something on my face? If not, stop looking at me.
He looks back over at you and smiles. He's just fascinated by you. He looks at you and says, "You're very pretty."
And I continue walking without looking at him anymore.
He kind of giggles, looks towards the ground, he catches up, and says, "Sorry, I'm so forward. It just sure you see, elves around all the time, but your eyes, they're special."
Yeah, last time someone told me that, he kind of never left me alone, so piss off a little bit.
That person was an idiot, apparently, because I'm sure that your eyes can tell a story, and there's something behind them, and what you are, and why you're here, and I just am fascinated. You don't see somebody like you looking the way that you do. Those are your real eyes, aren't they?
Um, I'm gonna have a moment like of questioning what color my eyes are, and I'm gonna totally ask him like, sorry, what color do you see them?
They're a brilliant purple.
Okay, at least that didn't change. Yes, they are my real eye color.
Maybe,
So-
once we get back to the camp, I'd like to know more about you, if that's okay. And this isn't a, meager come on. I'm seriously interested in your story.
Yeah, that story is not that interesting actually. I'm just an orphan that ended up I don't know where, and I happen to have weird eyes.
One of the folks from behind this gentleman that was talking to you thumps him on the back. He turns around and he goes, "Keep your eyes forward. No talking to the prisoners."
Thank you for calling him back. And I continue walking. I whisper to Dara.
As you get closer to the camp, you start hearing drums over into the distance, and they get closer, louder as you get closer. As you get closer, you see the leader raise up his hand and suddenly they stop. This way. He leads you into the camp. He leads you over to a section into the camp, and he says, "You will wait here. I will bring back the mother." He tells the rest of the band of the rest of his band rather, to guard you closely. And then, as he leans off, in a short amount of time, the war band leader comes back with a woman, and the drums get a little quieter as he says, "This She walks up and she looks at each one of you and she says, "My name is Natasha. Everybody around here calls me Lamar."
Nice. As I say, as I roll my eyes.
As you look at her, you can see that she has long braided hair that has since gone white, and a scar from wielding both weapon and tools mar her and her arms. Her eyes are the color of ice blue, and her skin is tanned and weathered from life lived outdoors. She stands just under 5 feet tall and walks with a cane as her knees have gone bad. She walks up to Dala at this point, who stands to greet her, walks towards her. She looks at her and says, "You child, why are you here?"
Like I've been saying to the others, I have no freaking idea. I got caught up in a storm. Look how wrecked I look like. Do you really think I would have known what I'm here? Why I would have been here if I looked this way? Or even understand how this happened? No.
She looks over at Diatrice and looks at her curiously and says, "Why do you ask such a question of our tribal heritage?"
Okay, can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Haha!
Okay. Aha.
I ask simply because I want to know where I am.
You are the land that is surrounding you is called simply the Green, and you are a guest in our tribe, at least until we know otherwise.
Do you often treat guests by threatening to put them in shackles?
We do what we must, since we are at war with another tribe. It's unfortunate, but we have to treat everybody with caution because we don't know who could be next to come into our tribe and do us harm. We've already had unfortunate incidences before, so please understand that there are precautions that have to be made.
So then why continue to keep us? Why can't we just go on our way?
The thing is, and she kind of like looks down and then back over at you and says, "I have foreseen you arriving here, and that the gods have told me through my visions that you would be able to help us."
And what god is that? How do I know I share the same god as you?
There are one set of gods here, and they are the dragon gods. Now, sit down and I'll tell you a story. And I'll tell you why I've had this vision. And hopefully, the prophecies will come true. She sits down into an area and invites you all to sit in a circle around her. And she tells you a story about a great throne that is made out of white marble and lined with gold inlay. And that it's in some nearby lands that she calls Ani. She said that the throne is empty and the world is creating magical storms like the one that brought you all here. She tells you that you have a candidate for the throne, and they're heading to a moon at the edge of their land to meet a caravan. But before that could happen, you need to unlock each of your potential. She asks you if you would escort the boy that was talking with Dala earlier to an ancient ruin. She lets you know that any items that you find inside are theirs to keep, and she will provide the party with a tent and the goods to survive. She fades out for just a minute and comes back and she says, but we are missing one of your party right now, aren't we?
Yes, Popos is gone.
He went missing over the night.
None of us saw it happen or know what happened.
That's going to be priority. You must get your missing comrade back first. Then we can take our son to the ruins.
Where do you suppose we start?
Anik walks up and goes, I have an idea. Before that we saw each of you, we saw a small group of kobolds come by your encampment. They were very stealthy, quite unusual, almost like they were being led. But it looked like they went up and actually grabbed the hold of your comrade, tied him up, gagged him, and then took him with them. I'm unsure why he did this, and it could be nothing, but that is what I saw. Unfortunately, we weren't able to pursue them because our bodies are as big as we are, wouldn't be able to fit into where we saw them take out into the warrens. So you'll be on your own at this point to retrieve your friend.
Let's go. I'm gonna kill them all.
What do you know of the place he took them?
It is a small entrance into what we believe to be a very deep catacomb. We've yet to send anybody through there to be able to rendezvous and tell us what's in there. Unfortunately, that is all I know.
It's all I need.
Well, like, if you guys want to go, go. Where do you want to go?
We'll need all the help we can get by the sound of it.
Yeah, but it seems like I've lost a lot of my skills. And I've been changed. Might not be my skills.
Now who's the one moping about?
Surely with all of us together we can find a way to get it done.
Yeah, but I turned to the mother. But first, could I get some clothes? Like, those are kind of room.
The mother stands up. She says, "Child, I can provide those necessities to you. Give me just a little bit to gather them up, please. While you are here, enjoy the festivities of the evening, and I will return to you with some clothes and some gear to help you along the way."
Thank you, Mother.
At this point, Manic walks up to Aiden, and he looks over at him and just basically motions for him to come close. Manic pulls you closer to him, and he says, "Mention something about your son." You were typing earlier there, Aiden. Did you decide not to say something?
I didn't realize you could see when I was typing.
If you look at the very top part there, Fantasy Grounds next to your icon, you'll see like a little word bubble.
That's cool.
So like right now I can see that Popos was sleeping now.
I was waiting for him to get back.
So while we're waiting to do that, Mother returns and she brings over a big basket full of lots of clothing and other little doodads that are sticking in and out of this basket. She comes over and she lays it down in the middle of you guys and says that you are welcome to whatever is here. This is what we were able to procure at this point. She says if you give us more time, we will be able to provide better armaments and protection in time. But since this is on such short notice, please help yourselves.
I basically grab a pair of pants and a shirt out of the pack and walk away to dress up differently, but I still keep my scarf, my hooded scarf.
Okay. Manic looks over at Aiden and asks him, "What are your mapping skills?"
Is that actually a thing?
Yes.
How do I find that?
If you don't have it, your mapping skills suck. As you look through the pile, there isn't a satchel of gold anywhere near. This is clothes and maybe a short sword or anything along those lines. As tribal as the warband is at this point, the weapons that the centaurs and the other warriors are carrying are pretty much what they have on them. So there's not a very a good cache of weapons and armors and stuff just laying around waiting for adventurers. Manic looks at you and says, "We need to know in detail what's inside that mountain. If you can bring us back detailed information, it would help to prove that you are not a spy against us. We'd like to have some place that our tribe can escape to, even if we have to increase the size of the entranceway so that we can get through. Some place where, while we hate being underground, we can go to protect ourselves and our families in the event of a hostile attack."
Hope you don't expect us to do the digging.
If you can do that, then that will be a nice motion on the way of a trusting bond between our two cultures. The mother looks at you all and provided a place for you guys to sleep. If you want to stay around, or you are welcome to start the quest early. But she knows that it's better to have a full stomach and rest prior to marching into the unknown.
What time of day is it?
It's getting towards midday. So the sun is almost directly overhead. It's heating up quite nicely. There are, you know, it's like you didn't have breakfast. It's now getting close to lunchtime. Food right now sounds magnificent. The smell of food in the air is starting to have more control over you than you realize. You're starting to salivate. Your stomach is starting to growl.
Let's stick around for some lunch and then we can head out. That was said to the group.
Understood?
Yeah, do what you want. I might need to have a talk with the mother.
Okay.
Food always helps.
I'm sorry.
I'm
Go ahead and
gonna
repeat
try-
yourself, please.
Food always helps.
Food does always help. All right. So go ahead and cancel out the drums here just a little bit so that we can get a little more clear things going on. But at this point, lunch is going to be provided. You're sitting around the campfire. The drums are still going on. And what I mean campfires, I mean it's a really nice, at least 5 foot tall type fire and everything. There are some of the female tribes members who are dancing around it and coming over and providing different types of meats and breads, some greens and so forth from the land, and providing that to you on a very large, almost family style type table, to where it's pretty much set down in the middle of it, and you guys can get up from where you are, grab what you want, go back down, sit down, or converse with whomever. You'll notice that the meats and everything like that, it's a very fresh deer meat, some very fresh venison and everything that is cooked in a way that is not familiar to any of you. It's a very unique flavor. It's a very unique experience that you're having.
I would like to hit on the most attractive centaur there.
You did hear me when I said you needed a girlfriend, right?
I don't think I was here for that part, but
So you'll walk up and you start doing your thing, trying to flirt on somebody. Obviously, ale is also being passed around during this moment. Do me a favor and roll me a charisma check. Yeah, so the first one that you walk up to and try to bring on your charms, she looks at you and puts a piece of bread in your mouth and walks away.
I want to give this another shot.
So, Fairy, go ahead and roll another one, please.
I would like this to be a different one, though. Like, not the same.
No,
but...
that's fine. I understand. Go ahead.
Okay.
All right. She walks up to you. You know, you walk up to her rather than you start doing your thing and all that good stuff. She just kind of looks at you, looks over her shoulder at what appears to be another male individual, and then turns her head and turns her body almost backwards to you.
The last and final effort. Did that last roll go through?
No, it did not. But hang on before you do that. As
Okay.
you are in the process of getting over the concepts of being rejected for the second time, you turn away from her and go to shrug your shoulders. I need, well, hold on.
Oh, am I about to get donkey kicked in the back of the head?
So the next is you're more than halfway across the other end of the field. The only thing that really stopped you was a tree. You've taken 6 points of damage. Let's say, how many hit points do you have right now?
13.
Roll me a Constitution check, please. You do your best to stay conscious. Your eyes seem to be all blurry, and as they want to close so that you can sleep, but you're fighting your best to stay awake because you really, really want to try your chance at another centaur. But your body and your mind saying that's probably not the best idea because another kick like that would kill you.
Wait, what exactly happened to me? I think like my internet or connection like cut out.
You were just kicked by the horse into a tree.
Okay, that's what I thought. Damn. This goes well with my character. He's not good with people.
So Dala, as you attempt to get up to walk over towards Mother after your meal, the young gentleman that was walking next to you, he looks somewhat human, whatever. But you notice that his locks, if you will, are nearly the same color as his eyes.
What is the same color as his eyes?
His hair.
Okay. That's the guy that talked to me earlier? Or it's another one?
That would be the same guy.
Okay.
Walks over to you and he goes, "So, you're not spies.
What?
You're not a spy. That's exciting. You going over to see Mother? Can I come with you?"
I prefer having my home space, if you won't mind.
Sure.
And I walk off.
No, that's okay. Maybe we can catch up as we.
I hear him.
Okay, good talk. See you in the fields when we go towards the that place. Huh?
Yeah, I don't pay attention to him. I just try to find a mother.
Alright, so while the rest of you guys are doing stuff, I'm going to pause for just a minute. So you guys are around the camp, you're getting fed, you're getting some drink and everything, getting ready to take on this quest. I'm going to turn the tables a little bit. We're going to turn our attention towards Popos. So, Victor, this one's for you.
Yes. Okay.
I take your candle. Ha! Thank you. My. I take your candle. Ha!
Do I
Thank
hear
you.
people near me?
My.
You do.
Okay. Are they close to me?
Not really close, but close enough that you can hear them chitter and chatter without being too obnoxious or you can hear them.
Okay, can I see them?
No, you basically see a shadowy outline, but that's about it.
Okay. I'll try to get up and try to see who they are.
As you try to get up, you notice that you can't move your arms too much.
Oh yeah.
You're not supposed to be that excited about being bound, but that scares me.
I'll try to
to loosen a bit the rope and try to wiggle my hands out of them.
How do you plan on doing that?
Just by moving first.
Okay.
Just moving my arms and trying to stretch it.
As you do that, you notice you have that little creaking sound of rope tightening, and it increases its pressure around your wrist.
Oh, bad. I immediately stop.
I take your candle. Ha! Thank you. My.
Okay. I suppose I can't find any of my weapons on me.
You're looking around and you look on yourself, you look around your surroundings, you do not see your weapons or even your musical instruments anywhere around you.
Oh no, that is bad. What am I going to do?
Take your time and think about it.
Are there any animals near me?
Not that you can tell, no.
Okay. Being bound like this, can I use any spells at all?
Your spells take three parts of components. It's going to take verbal, semantic, and usually a component.
Hello,
of
friends
some
and
sort.
fellow.
So what you're missing at this point is semantic is pretty much your hand motions.
Yeah.
Your verbal, obviously, that you can do, and you don't have any of your spellcasting components with you.
Oh
So
yeah,
with
the
that being said-
material stuff.
With that being said, as a bard, what would you have that only allows for a verbal component?
Oh, that's what I really don't know.
I take your candle. Ha!
Oh yeah, sorry, I'm
Thank you.
just scrolling through my character sheet right now.
I.
You're fine. Take your time. I'm busy adding sound effects.
Oh, okay.
Where can I get these sound effects?
It might be. Is it the software that I suggested to you, Donovan?
What was that?
Is it the software that I suggested? For
It's
sound effects?
one of them, but the drums I actually got from YouTube. But yeah, I do have that software loaded, ready to go.
Okay.
So hopefully, with the playback of the video, once it goes live online, you'll be able to hear some of it and kind of get into a little bit more.
Awesome.
Oh, sorry. Okay. Speaking to them, who are you? Where am I? What are you doing to me?
He looks at you and gives you a snarl and silence. I will be the one talking, not you. He leans over and he starts. Ah, you stink.
No matter. We will get you clean before we give Gutomak to you. You to Gutomak. Yes, that's what I meant. silly human. Gnome. He's a gnome. Sorry, Paul. Silly gnome. You look skinny. Kurtamak likes some chunky. Be right back and get you food.
And he slinkers away.
Nice. I'm going to have food. So you say this one goes away, but the others stay there?
Yes, they do.
Okay.
So after a while, he comes back. He's slinkering.
Food, I got you.
Clink. He drops the plate down at your feet.
How am I going to eat it if I'm bound?
you do your best. Entertainment for Snick.
Well, if you want entertainment, you're better unbound me, and you'll see what entertainment means.
You know threaten Snick. Snick threatened you. Yeah.
Oh, I wasn't threatening. I wanted to play a song to you
Oh,
for entertainment.
You eat first. Eat. All right.
Okay.
All right. Make you eat.
Well, I think it'd be better if you made me eat, because right now I'm really bound to the ground.
He looks over at the guard.
Guards, get him.
The guards walk over and they grab a hold of your arms, and they're just like, there's more to them than you can bear. Being a bard, you're not really all that flexible, strong, manly. So trying to fight off like 4 or 5 kobolds on each arm is almost a moot point. Snake walks up to you.
Thought you were smart, huh?
He reaches down and grabs hold of a piece of meat and shoves it in your mouth.
Now chew.
He moves as he's moving your jaw up and down.
You'll get.
Okay, now I'm starting
your
to
mouth is
find it
full.
a
Your mouth
lot
is
less
full.
funny.
This full.
Oh, you keep eating.
Finish and you actually get to swallow a bite. Now you can speak to it.
Okay, I'll do what you want.
Good. You eat. Eat.
He motions and he kind of nods his head, and the guards let go of your arm and they step back. And they have like these old rusty, crappy looking weapons all pointing at you.
Eat. Quicker.
Okay. But I still try to waste time while eating slowly.
Snick goes over, sits down, and he's sitting in a corner. He's picking up pebbles, and he's popping you on the head with them. He'll find another pebble as you're bound down to eat, and he'll strike that pebble on top of your head again.
Ow!
Pink. He sits back, starts clapping.
That's good. Yes, come on. Eat. Eat.
So do you finish eating?
Oh, I try finishing my meal, but I'm pretty full, I guess.
The meat
I'm just a gnome.
isn't tasty at all. Matter of fact, it takes everything that you can to stomach it. But you know that the more that you are taunted by this little miscreant, that you really, really need to eat this down because you haven't eaten in a while, and right now, bad is better than nothing.
I almost throw up, but I eat it.
By the time that you get it almost all the way done, Snick stands up.
Guards, get the plate. Get the plate. He's done.
The guard walks over and kind of very wearily steps down, and because he's by himself, mind you, steps down and he grabs the plate and he hurries back. And he stands up straight, walks over, and throws the plate down into the darkness.
It's time. It's time. Guards, get him.
Each of the 4 and 5 guards go back over to your arms. They untie you from the spike that was in the ground that was holding you. And they force you to stand up.
You follow me. You follow me, and we will take you. We will take you to him. He will be so happy. Kurtulak will be so pleased.
You start walking with them down this very dark, very damp, and very confined corridor.
How many of them are there right now?
Several. As
Several.
best as you can tell, there are so many hands on your arm. They're as much as high as they can go, but there are several hands all along your arm up to your elbow. And you feel somebody in the back of you pushing you to keep moving forward with what feels like a very pointed object.
Oh no. Looks like I'm going to die again.
Snip be awesome, Snip be happy.
Now, at this point, I'm so scared, I might throw up.
Roll a 20. Oh, snap. So you're getting so scared, your stomach is really starting to churn. You can't help it anymore, and you hurl right on top of Snick.
Oh, I hope it's painful for you.
So he brings you over into an area. And as much as you can see, this area is all aglow with torches and fires and just all sorts of things. It's damp, it's musty. Along the cavern edges, you would see various kobolds all standing there, and they're all just chanting, ah, 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 yeah. Hold on one second, I gotta read something real quick.
That vomit really could have done more.
So they lead you into this room and everything. Like I said, across the way as you're looking, you see a whole rows of kobolds. They're standing there. They're just mumbling up and down, and they're waving their weapons, and they're just like cursing, and they're excited to see what's going to happen to the little gnome. Nothing can prepare the gnome for what this is going to happen. So they bring you up to this area, and there's this altar in the middle of the room. And there is a single ray of light that's coming down from above onto the altar. And over the altar, there is this huge skull. To where, since you are a native to this land, you recognize this as a dragon skull. But the skull hangs over top of this altar as a piece of an adornment. And Snick, as he's leading you closer, he takes his hand and he uses his arm and he wipes his little pointed nose and everything.
Stop! Stop! We must clean the Cretan before he is sent to the gods. Bring the water.
So they hold you, and you see a couple I mean a couple dozen kobolds come up with buckets of water, and the kobolds are there, and they're holding your arms, and one would come up and just throw a bucket of water on you, and they would march off and whatever, and the second would come up and do the same thing, trying to throw water on you, get you all cleaned off for the sacrifice. By the time that you're completely cleaned off, they lead you over to the table. They have you lie down, and Snick is literally, he climbs up and he gets on top of you, and he's standing on your chest. Yes, yeah. Boil on me, will you? So while you're being tied up here, what is this with all this tying up stuff? Oh my goodness. We're gonna let you just relax again, and we're gonna go back to our party members who are back at the campsite. So while all that is going on, unbeknownst to you guys, the mother.
I was trying to go talk to the mother.
So let's have that conversation. The mother's sitting over in a makeshift chair that's made from stretched bamboo and vines. Fred watches as the dancing and everything commences and sees you walking towards her. A couple of guards stop you and parts the guards with her hand in the air to raise their spears and let you walk through. You walk over, she raises up her hand with her palm up to you, and you grab a hold of her hand. She looks at you and says, "What is it, child?"
I just need to know something about me. Could you tell me more?
What would you like to know, child?
First, please don't call me child, and you asked me how or why am I here, as if you knew me. How so?
My dreams told me so. Yeah, prophecies that is written in our books, that you and groups of you would come and help us to liberate the land and be free.
But do you know what I am? I've been trying to figure it out for years, but you talk as if you know.
She looks at you and she says, "Yes. You're from this world, are you not, child?"
Wait,
You're
this isn't.
you are from this world, are you not?
Well, if you say that this is elsewhere, then yes, but if not, no. As much as I can know, I was born in elsewhere, raised there for a few years, and then sent off to another world.
What is this elsewhere?
It's my mother's homeland?
Well, I'm not sure if that is what you would call this world, but maybe.
Would you happen to know why my eyes are like this? Like, not too long ago, they were still normal, but now they turned purple. And
Yes, I see what you mean now, child. Now that you've come closer, I can see you a bit clearer. Yes, your eyes are different for the race that you are. And
I got this vision, a spell that was given to me once by some kind of a witch. It gave me wings. Do you know what does that mean? And during the storm, it happened again.
child, What I can tell you now is that it is the sign of your true self that is breaking to come through and to be shown to everyone. We will be able to know more in time. I can sit with you and help you and teach you of your culture and your ways, but it will take some time.
But could you tell me what does this mean? Like, I've always thought that magic came from my mother. She's the elf. She's the magical one.
You know magic?
Yeah.
Show me.
I'm gonna cast the disguise self to bring my eyes back. Like, just to cast it as to change my eyes color
Okay.
and change a little bit the appearance of myself, like to show what I remember of the wings. No, never mind. Like, just to bring my eyes the color that they were before and shiver my image to what I remember of what my mother looked like.
Yes, it's been a while since I have seen true magic. And true magic comes from inside, child. Again, it is something that we will work with you to bring out your inner self.
I used to, before I came here, I used to be able to cast more powerful spells. But everything retract. I dispelled magic.
You know, that could have been part of your journey, child. Wherever you come from and that you're here now could have done something to your mind to make you forget those other spells. They weren't very important for you and to what you are.
Okay, I don't understand. I feel like everybody tells me what I'm supposed to do, but without necessarily telling me, or just trying to guide me or use me or whatever, and it messed me up. The last person that tried to talk to me, that tried to control me, came to me by dreams. And this person got me out of where I was, the home that I had, the home that I built.
She stands from her chair. She walks silently over to you. She raises her right hand and extends her index finger and touches you on the forehead very, very lightly. And it's
And
at that
back up a little bit
point,
before.
it's at that point you feel utter peace within you. Everything is right by you. And it's a moment that you feel so alive that you almost feel once again like you're soaring in the sky with those wings. You can feel the rush of the air flush past you. You feel the thinness of the air. You taste the thinness of the air as you are there. And then you slowly open your eyes and the smile on your face. And the mother is sitting back down again with her hands folded on her lap, looking at you with a big smile on your face.
Actually, I have some tears dripping down my cheeks at the same time.
She smiles. She looks at you and says, I promise you, child, in good time, we will help your inner self be your outer self.
Just make sure that this is not messing with my mind, because you're gonna be the first person who'll pay for messing with me.
I would not be in the position that I am in now if all I did was not fulfill my promise. In due time, my child. So as that interaction happens, everybody is at this point, they're fed, they have whatever clothes that they have, the little trinket type of armaments that you did find inside of this basket. I know that Diatrice, I know, said something about taking out a dagger and putting it in her belt, whatever. There are those little intricacy pieces of weapons that are there other than the ones that you already have, according to your adventurer's pack that you can get, and so forth. So I want everybody to make sure that they have everything that they think they're going to need for this, If they believe that they will need something special, I need to have that request. We will determine if that can happen. Otherwise, we will progress forward with whatever you have in your possessions or on your character sheet at this point.
Can I get like a throwing axe or two?
There's a very crude throwing axe. Sure, a little smaller hand axe.
Alright, cool. I don't know that I'm ever going to use it as a hand axe. I just want it like if I need to chop down a tree or something.
Sure.
So more
I'm
like
gonna-
more like
I'm
a
gonna-
hatchet.
I'm just gonna stay with what the equipment that I have. I won't grab anything else.
Okay. Let's
Oh,
see.
and yeah, I only have my weapons in the ring.
So, Aiden, taking a look inside of there, the likelihood of you finding anything that's pen and paper is very nil. At the most, you would probably find some parchment, but even that's not in there. It's not something that that would be in the basket. However, you could try asking the person who asked you for your service if that exists. No potions either, folks. Sorry.
Wait, so what classes are the two newer people?
You don't know yet.
Oh.
Yes, there would be a crude dagger in there. Yes. So are we going to start fresh and early in the morning, or do we want to head out in the afternoon after we've been fed?
Afternoon.
I hear one afternoon. Anybody else?
Afternoon, let's go.
Thought I wouldn't have ate a bit of rest.
I got another afternoon. Dala wants to rest.
They all
Aiden
want to go
wants
right
afternoon.
now.
So as you were trying to look for Manic, Manic walks up to you and he goes, "You'll need this," and he hands you. It looks to be like bone, and you open up the top of the bone piece. It has like a little lid on it, and in there are two. It's not really parchment. You end up, as you're looking at it, it's like a very, very thin sheet of leather that they would have obtained from a kill or something along that line. So basically, it's just a very thin piece, and there is a marking utility. I can't say it's a pen, can't say it's a pencil, but later on, you'll be able to use this marking utility to make marks on this very thin piece of skin, for the lack of another word. I'm being told it's called vellum. Is everybody else set to go then? Because I've got the majority wants to go in the afternoon and one wants to stay and rest. So the party gets everything set, get ready to go, and trying to get geared up. Dala, you do see that the majority of the party are getting ready to head out.
I'm probably just gonna give up and follow them. Even though I'm super tired, I'm just gonna follow.
As you guys start to get to the point where you head out, Manic comes along and goes, "You're forgetting someone." And up comes the golden-haired, golden-eyed child that you were supposed to take with you.
Oh crap.
He seems like more of a hindrance for this rescue mission.
He walks up to you guys and goes, "Hi, my name is Thomas. Glad to be here. Ready to go. Who's in charge? I want to take orders."
Just follow. There's no leader.
You betcha. He, he's got his stuff. He's got a backpack on, and he's got a little short sword and everything. He's eager to go. He's got his tribal army type outfit on. If you guys like some bamboo pieces wove together with some leather pieces, things of that nature. So, give me just a minute. I got to check on something real quick. So, Manic takes point, and he's leading you up to the area to where he knows where this entrance is. So it's going to take the party the time between the afternoon into the evening to get to this point. You get there, it's dark out. Manic has a torch on and everything and shows you where the entrance is. He tells you that it's best if we camp out here for the night and not to go in during the darkness, just because that during the nighttime they've heard some noises come out of there that don't necessarily sound human or human-esque. So they go about and set up camp. Manic and Thomas do everything they can to set up like their tribal type typical encampment. Very small campfire, have somebody on watch, whatever. They break out, Thomas in his backpack breaks out like these dry rations. It's pretty much dried jerky from one of their kills, and passes it around and everything, and has some dried berries as well. Manic says that he's going to take first watch and that you guys should eat and get rest. And I know that we started late, but we're going to stop there for now, because one of the things I like to do is I like to stop our games on a cliffhanger. And right now, if we got it involved a little bit more into going into this cave area, it would be a while before we get to a cliffhanger. So we're going to stop there, and you guys can figure out, what you're going to do at this point. But when we go to pick up next week, we'll pick up going into the cave and hopefully getting the opportunity to rescue poor Popos before he becomes a god's dinner, or at least an hors d'oeuvre. I don't know. Yeah, pigs in a blanket kind of thing. All right. Hope you guys had a good time, and thanks for coming.
Yay, thank you.